In this video, we'll review my trades for the week where over $2,000 were earned. Details on how, what, and why I traded will be discussed. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already. Without unnecessary chatter, I'll get straight to the point. Worked on the Bitcoin instrument, there is active growth of the instrument, then it goes into consolidation. The first resistance level is formed sideways, the second they are very close to each other, all this near the round 27300. So after a smooth approach, I decided to enter here for a breakout of these levels. The activity in token was good, but it was a risky approach to the level, so I chose not to enter with the full working volume. There was some density at 27300, which I believed we could turn around, so the decision was made not to enter with the full working volume. However, a very strong and beautiful impulse started here, part of which was closed by limit orders, but I simply dumped the remaining part on the market. I did not anticipate such a magnificent movement from this formation, but I am happy with the outcome that I have obtained. 0.41% of net movement, earning $1,751. The next interesting trade was again executed with Bitcoin. After an active rise, the instrument enters consolidation. In the spot market, our level was 28,050 without this utility on futures, so I decided to work on this trade. There is the first touch at this level, there is the second one nailed down. Here we have a kind of smooth approach to this level, so here I decided to enter on the breakout of these levels. Activity in token was decent, but there was a question about the entry point due to stock level in futures, while level in spot market was good. I decided to split my pending orders. As soon as I pick up the pending orders, a good impulse comes, allowing me to set a stop loss without losses. Part of it is closed by limit orders, but the remaining ones on the roll I usually sell on the market. Expected better movement still had net change of 0.29%, totaling $1,051. That's a net movement of $1,051 in money. After 10 hours, an interesting setup formed again on Bitcoin. We have the first level of resistance, we have the second, they are located very close to each other. There is no round number, however, after trading I decided to enter a breakout here. So, it turns out we took the first breakout with you. Then we worked on this breakout here, and now we are going to work on another breakout. I placed my pending orders before the first local level, however, the futures order book was heavily stacked and there was a question of whether to enter this position at all. Nevertheless, I entered and immediately hit the stop loss. In this situation, I lost $719 on the first trade. It was then decided to place my pending orders again, but this time directly above the high, hoping for some new highs. As the market analyzes this density, a good movement starts immediately. Part is locked in through limit orders, and the remaining part, as usual, I sell at market price. In total, from the first entry, I paid $719, out of which $479 went to commission. If you want to save on trading commissions, scan the QR code right now and save up to 30% on trading commissions. With the next trade, I earned $1,614, covered the loss, and made an additional clean profit of about $1,000 on top. The next interesting trade could have been executed with Bitcoin, however, at that time I was walking my dog, we had the first level of support, the second, trading below these levels, and then we saw a good impulsive breakout in activity. However, I did not take part in this breakout session, so I had to select from the options that remained. We have the first level of support here. It is located around the round number of 27,600, and I have decided that after trading either on the activity to enter again for an update of these lows. I have pending orders, I observe active sales commencing on the tape, I click on the first part, at this point those sales appear, I set the stop loss at around 0.08 like a regular stop loss order. Then these sales continue, I'm looking for another entry point to click through, I click through, I see that the tape is still being pushed further, but I also don't want to risk the stop loss, so I pulled the stop loss, although it was like I shouldn't have pulled it at all and just clicked through the tape. Then these sales are reinforced, I may possibly click on one more part, or I may not click anymore because I already have the volume. Yes, I haven't clicked through yet, I'm still being filled by pending orders, there's some sluggish movement going on. A small part is being locked in on this movement by limit orders. I still click a bit manually, but I simply dump the remaining on the market. Examining the chart, it seems unfavorable, yet a tiny 0.46% shift yielded $1,924. 6% and in money $1,924. The next situation is simply perfect. We have the first level of resistance and also a local level of resistance is forming near the round $28,000. The initial touch, the subsequent touch, all of this appears to be trading around the level, so at this point I made the decision to re-enter on the breakout. Placed pending orders in front of the initial local levels, entered nearly at maximum working volume, took the majority of it on limit orders. Then I observed that we have a developing movement, but for some reason I pressed the D button and exit a little early, even though I could have captured a slightly higher profit once again. However, before this trade, there were several days that I want to show you with losses of $200, small gains that I don't even want to go into. Sometimes a plus of $100, sometimes a minus of $200, meaning on trades again I gave away a lot. If I didn't get into these trades, even though I repeat this every week, I'll repeat again, I would have earned a little more. Here we go again with sets, downs, and there's that breakthrough with Bitcoin where approximately $3,000 were earned. I could have certainly added more volume, I don't know why I didn't do that, but the breakout turned out to be very strong, technical, and I managed to work quite well on it. After that, I practically didn't record any trades, but I can tell you that after such a good streak, I started a streak of failures. There was also a decent profit from Bitcoin Cash, who did not record a 100G breakdown of density. By the way, this deal was interesting because after the pump, we formed such a shelf. The density was lower than we could not reach. Then I see that we start to break down this density. I began to click on it, entered a small volume, but nevertheless, even with such a small volume, managed to make $707. So I enter the analysis, movement starts immediately, I lock in on this movement, and then I try to pull a little. Following that, as you can see, there were a couple of misclicks on a small volume. Then we had trades where I gave away a substantial portion of the profit I had made. Next was the broadcast, which for some reason I believed in. In short, it's on such stupid trades that I gave away a lot. Unfortunately, I didn't record this trade. Here I understand there was a breakthrough of support levels, but the movement didn't follow through. Bitcoin is still doing fairly well in long positions, but for some reason it's not performing well in short positions. However, to the best of my recollection, it was still the weekend, and Bitcoin was extremely inactive during that period of time. Next, we have more downsides on Bitcoin with a retest. Well, it's clear that it didn't go from the first time, why it will go from the second. On these trades, it appeared that I had the option to retain the profit, but I chose not to. Subsequently, there was a stop loss, resulting in a loss of $500, followed by another loss of $1,400. Finally, in my attempt to recover, I unfortunately did not succeed. I'm not sure if the quality will be very good, but just take a look at how it was. Clicking for the first time, it's pulling a blush. The second time I click, the entry point seems good, but I still hesitate. And on the third attempt I want to click, but I don't get the full working volume. I am currently adding the second part at very unfavorable prices. It seems that there is some movement, however. This movement is not enough to adequately compensate for the losses that I have incurred. And ultimately, this week commenced with highly favorable gains on Bitcoin, but towards the conclusion of the week, I returned the gains on Bitcoin due to short setups and also on Bake due to the risky nature of the investment. In Bayek, the trade is called Hope, but I don't see any point in analyzing this trade because after the knife, I thought we would still have a continuation, but unfortunately, there was no continuation. The trade that ultimately brought this week into a more or less normal profit was with the ZRX instrument. I frequently observed that the tool creates a slope, a certain type of triangle, and following that triangle becomes visible. Here was a similar concept, aiming to gather in trading, establish a stop loss around this trading position. It was approximately located somewhere in this area, and here is the stop loss. This trade unfortunately was not recorded, but the risk was very small, around $100, $150. I saw a potential of about 10% in this trade, sold part at 5% and the rest at 10%. On average, managed to close around 8%. It seems I didn't enter with a large volume, but nevertheless a nice profit was made. This week I earned $2,127 net, paid $8,791 commission, gave $8,791 in goods as payment. Also by scanning the QR code, which you can do right now, or by using the links in the description, you can save on trading commissions. So follow the links in the description, register on the exchange because you can pay less to the exchange itself thanks to this link. Not all of these links work, so feel free to use them if needed. In total, Monday $2,400, Tuesday $1,700, Thursday gave away $542, Friday gave away $2,400, Saturday plus $4,500, and Sunday minus $3,595. If I had not traded on Sunday, as you understand, the profit in the end would have been much greater than it actually was. But what we have is what we have. So guys, if you liked the video, Don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. Lots of useful trading info here. Good luck to all, profit, happiness, peace, and see you later.